Good evening and thank you for joining us. Stefan is on assignment tonight. I'm Austin Lee. We begin with the rumors and fear circulating among federal public servants as a union warns its members could be railroaded by yet another major shakeup to the hybrid work model. Leaked documents suggest the government is considering ending it altogether and forcing employees back to the office 5 days a week. CTV's Stefan Keys starts us off.
While the winter chill can be felt around Tunney's pasture, where several different buildings house federal offices for the public service, at least one union is going public about feeling left out in the cold on what could be a major policy change.
And so Mark Carney's going to have to explain this.
Federal workers are starting a new work week, frantically scrolling this French publication headline. La Presse reporting that Ottawa is envisioning or considering the end of telework, quoting an internal document that says all senior managers could return to the office 5 days a week in January, with some public servants going back 4 days a week in July and everyone back in the office 5 days a week by January 2027. But so far, the Canadian Association of Professional Employees says it can't get a straight answer on behalf of its members.
I think the fact that you haven't heard any clear answers from government shows that they don't plan on owning this with any great detail. They're not planning on defending this decision, certainly.
A response to CTV's queries from a spokesperson for the Treasury Board president reads like this. The direction on prescribed presence in the workplace has not changed. We have no further information to share. And while many current public sector workers rejected giving comment on camera, an online Reddit thread is very active, with many believing this could be a done deal. This retired public servant never had the privilege of working from home. He sees it as a good thing that shouldn't change.
Puts a lot of traffic in the city, pollution as a result. It makes it a 2-hour commute for some people. You can't be a happy employee if you're driving 2 hours a day. And if they are just working on a computer, you can do that anywhere.
Stefan Keys, CTV News.
And late this afternoon, the Treasury Board president was asked if the rumors were true and if public sector workers could soon be forced back to the office 5 days a week. Here's what he had to say.
I'm learning from media, and then also president of PSEC sent me last week a note. So I'm looking into it, so that nothing has changed.
In other news, more than 40 people are now without a home just weeks before Christmas after flames tore through a Hawkesbury apartment building over the weekend. Police say the fire is considered suspicious, and they are now investigating it as an arson. The blaze broke out just before midnight Saturday evening at a building on Portlands Avenue. That's about 110 kilometers northeast of downtown Ottawa. CTV's Dave Charbonneau spoke with residents who escaped the flames.
Just grabbed my keys, my phone. Even forgot the charger and everything, but left everything behind.
In just a matter of seconds, fire raced through this apartment building, residents fleeing for their lives.
We grabbed everybody we could, animals, put on coats and quickly, the kids. I think I literally had underwear, this, and shoes on. We're not allowed in. We can't retrieve anything. We're all displaced at different hotels.
For others, saving their pets was also a priority.
First thing I did was get dressed and get my dog out. Yeah. And then I had to go back in to go get the key for my car, to put my dog in the car so she's okay.
It took 3 hours to get the fire under control. 30 apartment units were destroyed, third floor gutted. OPP are investigating the blaze as arson.
The fire was there and I realized I'm losing everything.
Displaced tenants are now staying in nearby hotels.
For now, it's a waiting game for me. I'm just fortunate to have a roof to sleep.
Hawkesbury's mayor says the town is ready to help displaced tenants.
Depending on the nature and the size of the disaster or the number of housing units are affected, the Red Cross can only accommodate or pay for a certain amount. After that, depending on the size, it has to be reimbursed by the social services department. So that is an issue, basically, that we'll have to address.
I'm used to it.
Jesse Lamantia is now trying to make the best of his situation with his 2 toddlers as they wait to find out what comes next.
Really, right now, it's just the emergency, and we're all safe, but none of us have, we don't know if we're going home.
OPP say there's no connection with this blaze and other recent fires in Hawkesbury. Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
And here in Ottawa, firefighters were called out to a house fire in Vanier tonight. Here's a look at the scene and some of the damage that was left behind. Crews were called out shortly before 9 o'clock this evening to the 20 block of Joliet Avenue. Smoke was pouring out from a home, and it took nearly 1 hour to get the situation under control. No one was found inside, and an investigator is now working to determine the cause. It's time now to take our first look at the weather forecast. It was chilly out there, and here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. It is still chilly out there as we go out to Jackie Paris for, again, our first look at the weather forecast.
Well, mainly clear conditions for our Monday and to start off the work week, but it was a cold one out there. Some icy patches, so make sure you keep that in mind. This evening, wind chills getting down to about -15 when you factor that cold weather in. Midnight's going to be about -9, mainly cloudy skies. And then tomorrow, yeah, even though we are going to start off wind chill about -10, we are also keeping in mind there are periods of light snow in the forecast that will take us well into the afternoon. The good news is that it is not expected to stick around very long, mainly cloudy skies that will take us into the evening, but the conditions, the cold temperatures will carry us into the rest of the week. We'll have these details and much more in just a bit. Austin.
Thank you, Jackie. Well, one day after announcing on social media that she has been diagnosed with breast cancer, Ottawa Charge head coach Carla McLeod bravely faced reporters to say she is briefly stepping away from her role to undergo treatment, but she will be back behind the bench. CTV's Leah LaRocque has more.
On the ice. Wait till you see my knee bend.
Just like she always has, Carla McLeod takes to the ice to lead the Ottawa Charge. But this practice comes a day after revealing deeply personal news.
At the end of the day, anytime you have to speak the words that, I have breast cancer, I have cancer, it's challenging.
McLeod sharing her breast cancer diagnosis in a team meeting on Sunday before announcing the news on social media.
The narrative around breast cancer is twofold. One, it has to be within the family. I have no family history. And two, you have to be over 50. Well, I'm 43. So I think, starting to get the message out that, it doesn't know your age or your family history. It could hit any of us.
Obviously, I'm a little biased and love the game of hockey.
The game of hockey has been a constant in McLeod's life since a young age.
5-second power play now for Finland.
Winning gold twice at the Olympics with Team Canada.
This began generations before I started playing.
And since the Professional Women's Hockey League began in 2023, leading the Ottawa Charge.
They're off to the PWHL final.
To the Walter Cup final last season. Now stepping back to take care of her health.
Resort back to what sport has taught me. We learned pretty early you can only take control of what you can control.
McLeod said she will start her treatment this week, which means she will miss the Charge's next game on Tuesday night versus Minnesota. Assistant coach Haley Irvin will stand in her place during her absence.
The human aspect of that. We're not robots here. It's hard news to handle, and I think we just lean on each other on the good days and the bad days.
At the end of practice, Emily Clark taking an extra moment with her coach.
Yeah, you don't think it's gonna hit that close to home, but it's an important conversation to have. Obviously, it's hit the women's hockey world a few times now, and
ultimately I know I'll be in great hands, however it is, wherever it is, and the goal is to be back behind the bench as quick as possible and miss as few games as possible, but recognizing I got to make sure I'm healthy.
Leah LaRocque, CTV News.
Well, the man who vandalized the National Holocaust Memorial earlier this year could be spending more time in jail as the Crown seeks a 2-year sentence. Ian Aspenleader, a former City of Ottawa employee, pleaded guilty in July and today told the court what motivated his actions. Aspenleader says he chose the monument intentionally and told the court he knows what he did hurt people and made them afraid, but said in his mind it was, quote, unavoidable consequence of what he decided to do. He admitted to splashing blood red paint and writing the words "Feed me" on the National Holocaust Monument in June. And he said that he was making a connection between two tragedies, the murder of 6 million Jewish people and what's currently happening to Palestinian people. Aspenleader said his intention was not to incite hatred of Jewish people, but to shock and disturb Canadians. Court heard several victim impact statements from the Jewish community today about how the incident reinforced deep pain and fear and was a direct assault on their history and dignity.
We are pleased that we had the opportunity to voice our opinion today. I can't say much more. We were overwhelmed, and it's very emotional for us to be here today.
Aspen Leader was legal counsel at the City of Ottawa. He was fired in late June, and he's also been administratively suspended by the Law Society. In an unusual move, though, through his lawyer, Aspen Leader, who's been out on bail, asked to go back to jail until he was sentenced because of the emotional stress it's causing his parents and family members. A date for sentencing is expected to be set on Friday.
Magic is happening at Martha's.
Still to come, it is cheesy goodness in the best possible way. A Kingston restaurant delivers for the holidays once again.
The magic of the holidays is here, and this year the need is greater than ever.
Let's ensure every child in our community feels the joy with CTV and Move 100's Toy Mountain.
Together with the Salvation Army, we can help spread cheer and make a child's wish come true.
Drop off any new unwrapped toy to the designated drop-off locations or make a monetary donation online.
For all the details, visit toymountain.ca, presented by Donnelly Automotive Group.
A Kingston City Councillor, who is also a restaurant owner, is serving up some support for his community this month by making thousands of slices of pizza for those in need. CTV's Kimberly Johnson tells us all about Project Santa Slices.
Jimmy Hassan is filling a tall order.
40 boxes, total 400 slices.
But this isn't a regular pizza delivery. It's all going to be donated.
I'm very excited, and I'm very happy that I'm able to do it.
Called Project Santa Slices, the Pizza franchise owner and Kingston City Councillor is aiming to hand out 6,000 slices through December to more than 20 organizations in the city, including shelters and community kitchens.
It means a lot to people to get this meal. It's more than just a slice of pizza. It's something warm. People that are in the streets don't have something warm to eat. They don't have the ability to heat something up. And so it's delivered right to them where they live. They don't have to seek it out.
Those helping prepare the pizzas say it's an important initiative.
He's been doing this for a number of years now, and it is something that I think really resonates well in our community this time of year. It helps people.
Anything we can do to help out the community.
Hassan started the project during the pandemic in 2020. Now in its 5th year, he says the need has grown. So he's calling on people to donate to help meet the goal of delivering 600 pizzas.
As a small business and part of the community, that we should stand with those who are helping others to get back on their feet.
On Monday, the first lunches going out at Martha's table.
I think it's a great idea to have this pizza here. I'm enjoying it. I'm sure everyone else is.
The community kitchen grateful for the support as they serve more than 450 people each day.
Food brings community together. It's very social, but it's also nutritious. It's filling and it's fun. It's important. It's underlies everything that we do.
It's the spirit of a holiday that we are sharing with the people in need and people going through a difficult time.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News, Kingston.
Heads up to Quebec drivers. As of today, tires rated for winter use are legally required in that province until March 15th. Fines for having the incorrect tires on any road vehicle range from $200 to $300. And police say they will be doing spot checks to look for special snowflake symbols on car wheels, indicating they are suitable for winter driving. Of course, that is incredibly important this time of year. We're seeing some ice on the roadways, and of course, this is only the beginning. Jackie.
Well, overnight conditions, coldest it's going to get is about -10. When you factor in the wind chill, going to feel more like -50. And the good news is it's going to be mainly cloudy skies. It's going to be the early part of our Tuesday morning that we're going to start to see some periods of light snow beginning in the valley and then making its way here to Ottawa. So this is going to last for pretty much most of mid-morning into the early afternoon, and then should clear up to some mainly sunny skies. So tonight's lows really throughout eastern Ontario, sitting around -10, a little warmer down by Kingston, about -7, and much colder at Mont-Tremblant, -15, Montreal sitting around -13 with some clear skies. As we look towards tomorrow's daytime highs, not many places hitting above the freezing mark. So it's about seasonal this time of year. -3 in Ottawa. Kingston as well sitting around the freezing mark. -2 in Pembroke as well as Petawawa. So it is chillier temperatures that are going to anticipate we are lasting well into the end of the week. This gives you a closer look at the forecast here. So we are experiencing some light flurries, especially by Pembroke and Renfrew, a little bit thicker with the snow around Kingston and Brockville. It's going to clear up hopefully by Tuesday afternoon, where we will see more clouds, a little bit of sunshine if we are lucky. But then by the time we get to Wednesday, there is a slight chance that parts of eastern Ontario could see the return of flurries, especially around the valley. And then down by Kingston, likely with the temperature going to feel more like freezing rain, as well as perhaps a little bit of the light rain showers as well. Now, the 7-day forecast brought to you by Pressler Law Firm. You don't pay unless we win. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. So Tuesday morning, periods of light snow clearing out as we get into our Wednesday morning. The chances of flurries will continue. Daytime high about 0. It's really the overnight lows that are well below seasonal. So -11 for the overnight on average. Thursday into Friday is about -14. And, you know, typically this time of year, we see overnight lows about -5.
A man in Pincourt, Quebec, that's just outside Montreal, is being called a hero after he saved an elderly couple from a burning home. The man is a U11 hockey coach, and he was driving home from a practice with his son's team Saturday night when he saw thick smoke in the road. He pulled over and he found a house, this house, with smoke coming out of the roof and living room.
I figured there were people inside, so I was banging on the door as hard as we could, and finally a woman answered the door, excuse me, and yeah, at that point she let us know that she was blind and she couldn't see, so I just told her it was all good, but we had to get out of the house right away, and so I got her out to my truck, put her in my truck, picked her up and put her in my truck, and then went back in the house for her husband.
Eric Fitzgerald says despite the thick smoke, he went back inside not once, but twice. The first time, obviously, to check on the husband and help him out, but then also to make sure there were no other people or pets in the home. After saving them from the burning house, he brought them to his truck to stay warm, and he remained on the scene, assisting fire crews for about another 3 hours.
I think the whole Buy Canadian is becoming a little bit less and less as time goes on.
Are your elbows up on Cyber Monday, or are your fingers finding the best possible deals anywhere and clicking away? We'll take a look after the break.
Now install you as the president of the University of Ottawa and invest you with the authority.
The University of Ottawa marking a historic milestone today, installing its first ever female president and vice chancellor. Marie-Ève Sylvestre. A special ceremony was held this afternoon to formally welcome Sylvestre into the role. Back in June, the university announced she would be succeeding Jacques Frémont in the position that he had held since 2016. Sylvestre has been with the university since 2005. It is one of the busiest shopping days of the year, and retailers say Canadians are clicking and buying at a strong pace this Cyber Monday. But as the deals roll in, many shoppers are weighing whether to continue to buy Canadian or simply chase the lowest price. Here's CTV's Josh Morano.
Shoppers are out hunting for the best bargains across the city as stores offer deep discounts during Cyber Monday.
We were here Friday and we drove by. We didn't bother coming in. It was crazy, but today it was a lot different. But no, 50% off is usually attractive.
Paul Dresch was focused on buying Canadian when the movement started. It says he's now just looking for the best deals.
What I'm doing is I'm buying in Canada at a store in Canada employing Canadians. So to me, I mean, it's hard to avoid.
And he's not the only one, not always checking for a Made in Canada label.
As they go into the holiday shopping season now, price is the most important factor for them when it comes to making those decisions on whether they're going to buy Canadian or not.
In a survey, the Retail Council of Canada found while most shoppers want to support Canadian businesses, finding the best deals is more important.
We've seen a bit of softening towards the Buy Canadian movement. And so it's not that Canadians are not looking for that, but this year when we asked them about their holiday shopping overall, they said that price remains the #1 decision driver for them.
Local retailers say they're hoping shoppers think about supporting local businesses as they try to stay visible as big deals dominate the day.
Year to date, our sales are up about 70% over previous year sales. But November was maybe about 50% up, so it may be trending a little bit backwards, but still a good increase with the Buy Canadian movement this year.
But some shoppers like Dresch are not sure the Buy Canadian movement is here to stay.
I think that whole Buy Canadian is becoming a little bit less and less as time goes on. A little bit, we got to get back to our old spending patterns.
Josh Morano, CTV News.
We're seeing here in Toronto almost 3 times as many visits to food banks as we saw 5 years ago.
Just ahead, details on a new report highlighting some concerning trends when it comes to food bank usage across Ontario.
'Tis the season to lend a helping hand, Ottawa.
Join us for the CTV Your Morning Ottawa Food Drive on Friday, December 12th. We're teaming up with the Ottawa Food Bank to help our neighbors this holiday season.
Drop off your non-perishable food items at 87 George Street or make a monetary donation, allowing the Ottawa Food Bank to buy what's needed most when it's needed.
CTV Your Morning Ottawa Food Drive, December 12th, proudly sponsored by Doyle Saluski.
That right there is the Bell Media Building, and it is lit up bigger and brighter this year thanks to our friends at Christmas Decor from Nutrilon. Well, there's a new warning tonight about the province's strained healthcare system, increased homelessness, and community instability. CTV's Mike Walker has more on the Feed Ontario's 2025 Hunger Report.
See that there's a lot of shelf space that's full. But
the warehouse is full at the North York Harvest Food Bank, but within a day, nearly all of this food will be distributed.
So we're seeing here in Toronto almost 3 times as many visits to food banks as we saw 5 years ago before the pandemic.
The executive director says the 40 agencies they serve are experiencing unprecedented demand.
We were never designed to deal with the level of crisis that we are seeing now.
Food banks across Ontario are seeing a staggering increase for the 9th year in a row. According to the latest Feed Ontario Hunger Report, more than 1 million Ontarians relied on food banks between April 2024 and March 2025. With 8.7 million visits, that is a 13% increase year over year.
We're very concerned. What we're seeing is really a deepening of poverty with the affordability crisis growing.
While the number of new clients was down, the report found many are turning to food banks for longer periods. 1 in 3 clients are children under 18 and people with disabilities, and 1 in 4 are employed, like Volodymyr Kravchuk, who fled the war in Ukraine with his family 2 years ago.
Almost every week or every 2 weeks I try to visit it.
He's an outreach worker for a nonprofit, but says his monthly income is consumed by housing costs.
The whole salary is just coming to pay the rent for the flat. But I still have 2 kids, I still have a wife, and what my wife is earning is not enough to buy enough food for kids.
Given the increasing demand, 2 in 3 food banks are concerned they won't be able to keep their doors open over the next 6 months. Feed Ontario warning the spike in visits will have broader impacts on access to housing and healthcare services.
But if we can't provide the level of support that they need, then we're going to see some of the province's most pressing issues get worse.
They are calling on governments to implement policies to reduce poverty.
We'll work through that strain and we'll use that as inspiration to advocate even louder so that we build affordable housing, so that we make sure that people on disability are taken care of, and that we start to set up a reduction in precarious employment.
At this rate, food banks fear the trend will only get worse. Mike Walker, CTV News.
Still ahead, mixing it up for a worthy cause. November may be over, but that didn't stop this fun-filled fundraiser. Support for the Movember Foundation. Looking through our Centennial Glass Skycam, it is -11 right now. We go back to Jackie for our final look at the weather forecast.
Well, bundle up because tomorrow it's going to be about -7, but factor in the wind chill, feeling closer to -10 as you walk out the door. Don't be surprised if you see some flurries, really getting to a daytime high of about -3. Things are going to slightly warm up on Wednesday when we hit about the freezing mark. Things are going to dip -6 for our Thursday, and this will be the trend for the remainder of the week.
Finally for us tonight, Ottawa's 7th annual Movember Mix-Off went ahead at Ember on Clarence Street.
The timer has started. 6 minutes on the clock. Let's go, Kiara. We got this.
An interesting bartending competition in support of the Movember Foundation saw 10 competitors given 6 minutes each to use 5 mystery ingredients to produce 4 cocktails that were then auctioned off in support of the Movember Foundation. CTV's Stefan Keys, we just saw him a moment ago. He was the guest host of the event this evening. Pretty fun gig. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good night.